Alright. Okay, so, okay. What are we doing? Yeah, okay, so here's the idea. I have this made where I just numbered all the different monsters in the monster manual, and then we're gonna do like a random number generator on the phone. Whatever it pops up on, we're gonna read about, I guess, and see like what we think about it. So let's do this thing. We'll do it now. All right, here we go. I hope that's focused. Can you see? Oh man. 16. Okay. What is number 16? Number 16 is Carrion Crawler. I think I have read about these. Carrion Crawler. Alright. Oh, kind of got silverfish vibes. Carrion crawlers scour putrid flesh from carcasses and gobble the slimy bones that remain. They aggressively attack any creature that trespasses on their territory or disturbs their feasting. They're like dogs with food issues. They'll get you. You gotta be careful. Don't sneak up behind them. Carrion eaters. Carrion crawler follows the scent of death to its food, but it prefers to not compete with other scavengers. These foul creatures thus hunker down in territories where death is plentiful and other carrion eaters have limited mobility. Caves, sewers, dungeons, and forested marshes are their favored lairs, but carrion crawlers are also drawn to battlefields and cemeteries. That's cool. You could have them. If you were a DM, you could implement them in a way of like send your players to a place where a battle has recently happened, where they're not part of it, but they go and meet the people who are like collecting bodies, and those people are struggling with these beasts attacking them and killing them and stuff. Let's keep reading. A carrion crawler roams on the hunt, its tentacles probing the air for the scent of blood or decay. In tunnels or ruins, carrion crawlers scurry across the ceilings as they move toward food. In this way, they avoid contact with oozes, otyugs, I don't know what those are, hopefully we come across those at some point, and other dangerous inhabitants of the darkness, even as they surprise potential meals that don't think to look up. I worked with a police, like retired police officer one time. I was working like apartment maintenance, and one of the things you have to do is like turn apartments, so you have to look for stuff that's broken. So he was big on looking up. He was like,
the guys from SWAT taught me that. You gotta look up when you enter a room.
And I'm like, all right, well, I appreciate that. I'll think about that literally every time I walk into a room, because I'm afraid somebody's going to be like standing over top, like braced into the wall like fucking Spider-Man, ready to drop down on me. Patient predators. Whether in subterranean darkness or while hunting at night, light signals a potential meal. A carrion crawler might follow a light source from a distance for hours, hoping to pick up the scent of blood. Despite their great size, carrion crawlers can also easily set up ambushes by waiting around blind corners for prey to come to them. That's fucking sick. So, if they would follow a party through a cave, like if they have torches or they have light cast on something, that would be cool. Like literally have your party roll perception checks. It would be cool to have your party constantly like hearing them but never seeing them until like right before the attack or near the attack, depending on how you want to play it. If you want to give your players a chance to, defend themselves, or if you just want these to have a jump on your party for that combat. When facing potential prey or intruders, a carrion crawler lets its poison do the work. Once a victim goes rigid with paralysis, the carrion crawler wraps it with its tentacles and drags it away to a high ledge or isolated passageway where it can be killed safely. The monster then resumes patrolling its territory while waiting for its meal to ripen. So, like, how long does it take until you die if it gets you? That's gnarly. Ew. Look at him. Look at his little teeth. Ew. AC 13. 51 hit points. Challenge rating 2. Okay. They're not terribly hard to hit. They have a fair amount of hit points. Even landing with big damage. Higher higher level parties are going to struggle to generate 51 points of damage without using 2 or 3 attacks at least. You know, a barbarian might be able to land that, but that's still going to be the 2 attacks, I think. Speed is 30 foot walking, 30 foot climb, strength of 14, which gives it a +2, dexterity of a 13, which gives it a +1, constitution of 16, which gives it a +3, an intelligence of 1, which gives it a -5, a wisdom of 12, which gives it a +1, a charisma of 5, that gives it a -3. Perception is +3, dark vision, passive perception. They don't have like any sort of stealth sneakiness, so a perceptive person, a perceptive player, a perceptive character would be able to spot them fairly easily. Keen smell. The carrion crawler has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on smell. So if your party doesn't have like a bag of holding or something like that where they can keep things safe and like tucked away, one of the things that you could do is say that these carrions are smelling the food that your party has on them. That could be cool. Spider climb. The carrion can crawl. The carrion crawler can climb difficult surfaces. The carrion crawler can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check, which is awesome. A spider climb. Recently, my D&D party, we're going through this whole island and meeting people that are like kind of sketched out and stuff. We meet the leaders, and they're like, yeah, you know, you got to prove yourself worthy, and you'll meet our true leader. And we're like, oh, shit, okay. And then we get a little farther in, and it just becomes like we're getting more and more trapped in this place. And then we get sent up to this big giant ass tower all the way up to the top of it. At this point, we're all kind of starting to wig out a little bit. And then the big giant guy that we meet, who's been trapped up at the top of the tower forever, he just goes like, yeah, you're gonna go get sacrificed. It's just what's gonna happen. Like, no biggie, right? Meanwhile, we're all like, okay, can we check no on that box? He's like, no, that's just how things work here. So our artificer is like, well, I can make us all have spider climb. So we all just slapped some goop on our feet and walked out the tower because there was a window, and we walked down the side for like 1,200 feet, just straight down as fast as our little hearts could take us, and just noped our way right out of that whole encounter. No sacrifice for these guys. Thank you very much. The carrion crawler has a multi-attack. Carrion crawler makes 2 attacks, one with its tentacles and one with its bite. So the tentacles are a melee weapon attack with +8 to hit. Holy shit. Reach of 10 feet, one creature hits for 4 or 1d4 +2. Poison damage. And the target must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution save or be poisoned for a minute. Until this poison ends, the target is paralyzed. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the poison on itself on a success. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the poison on itself on a success. The bite attack is a melee weapon attack with a +4 to hit, a reach of 5, single target, hit for 7 or 2d4 +2 piercing damage. So that would be why it's a challenge 2, because it's easy to hit, but if it does hit you and you don't roll well on your Constitution save, you're getting poisoned and you're out for a round at least, because you have to make it repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn. So your whole turn is used up trying to save from the poison. So no matter what, you're out for a round at least, if you don't make that save. Man, 2 of these like at a time, that would be nutty, because you could drop. Let's just say like you dropped the healer first, and the healer doesn't make the con save, out for a round, and then has to use their turn to keep making those saves. If they fail twice, just 2 times they fail, you're able to take 2 rounds of those tentacles are like damn near gonna hit with a +8 and a 10-foot reach. So that's even more helpful. It does poison damage. Not a lot of players or characters are immune to poison damage, which is very good. So this feels like it, as a DM, if you're trying to make a scary bit of combat using the carrion crawlers, I think that the tentacles are your bread and butter on that. So it doesn't say that the multi-attack has to be towards a single target, which is helpful. Imagine hitting somebody with the tentacles, poisoning them so they become paralyzed. They're paralyzed, so the bite attack is an auto crit, I would believe, if you're within melee range, which would be 14 damage. And then as you wrap back around, even if they save, they're still going to be within melee range of you, of the carrion crawler. Because even if they save, it's the end of their turn. It's going to come back around to the carrion crawlers to have another attack. You could then try and poison them again and bite again. Man, you could, if you had 2 or 3 of these against a party and had them just like singularly focused on trying to take down and weaken your players before dragging them away like it says they do, and resumes patrolling while the meal ripens, is like, ugh, disgusting. But that would be, to me, I think, using them in a swarm, but not necessarily a swarm that is working together so much as they just happen to all attack at the same time, or they stumbled into an area where multiple were. Yeah. As a party, if your DM drops these on you, one of the biggest things I would think to really focus on is grouping up would be completely necessary.
Or super necessary.
You don't want these things to attack you individually and allow them to drag players off. You don't want characters getting dragged off. So if you group up, you can help to eliminate players being dragged off. You might even allow spellcasters who can clear paralyze, can clear effects like that. If you can have those nearby people, so if someone does drop, they can immediately be brought back up. And especially for your fighter, your damage classes, anything like that, fighter, barbarian, even the wizard, like if the wizard gets dropped and you lose those big crazy AoE spells where you could hit 1 or 2 of these at once, I just feel like, what do I feel like? Oh, God, that's good water. How do I feel? I like these things a lot. I like that you don't necessarily have to just use them in caves. Like, you could have these be in the woods, you know, the way they look, they could even be just, like, in dirt, like giant grubs. You could have them crawl out of the ground. I like these carrion crawlers. Should we do like a ranking system? You guys wanna let's rank these things. So let's do like 1 out of 5. Carrion crawlers. I would say 1 out of 5 with this brand new ranking system that we are just making up right now. I would give these a 4 out of 5. The reason being is that they're pretty much only susceptible to spellcasters, because the low intelligence, the low charisma, even, you know, wisdom is +1. That's not +1's nothing to balk at. But the ability to paralyze and take out damage classes, that's where they really shine. Even high level parties, in the right situation, in the right amount of numbers, you could successfully knock off 1 or 2 of your players if you're not careful, or if that's what you want to do, you know. Maybe the party's getting lippy. Maybe somebody needs to get got. Yeah. The fact that they can be in so many different areas, I love that. Awesome stuff. Carrion crawler, 4 out of 5. Fuck yeah. Alright, well, I guess that's the video. How do I end this? I didn't know how to start, now I don't know how to end. Cool. I'm gonna go now. Bye.